how do you navigate the most unprecedented change humanity will ever go through? Simply is be as safe and secure as you can be. And so I think 5 years, this 5 years is the time to ultra focus on getting as many lifestyle chips, and that, money accesses your lifestyle chips, but lifestyle chips means a roof over your head. It means the ability to make decisions and have some economic freedoms. So you can observe the creative destruction of the exponential age without feeling threatened by it. So it's a very serious message. It also plays into the other message that I use a lot, which is how to future.
A massive transformation is coming, and most people aren't ready for it. That's the message from Raoul Pal, Real Vision CEO and former Goldman Sachs executive. According to Pal, AI and robotics will ignite an explosion of wealth, supercharging industries like automation, biotech, and digital assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. But this won't be a slow shift. It will be a rapid acceleration into what he calls the exponential age. By 2030, the world could be unrecognizable, with AI scaling productivity to levels never seen before. While some predict a financial collapse, Pal believes governments are already preparing for the next phase of the monetary system. He sees AI-driven productivity as the only way to manage global debt without triggering economic disaster. But here's the warning. Those who don't position themselves now could be left behind as old financial models crumble. Make sure to stick around until the end of the video as Raoul Pal breaks down the biggest wealth shift of our lifetime. Also guys, only a small percentage of my viewers subscribe. If you enjoy staying updated with finance content, consider subscribing or liking the video. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Now here's Raoul Pal with his latest macro outlook.
So the exponential age is basically something I started writing about maybe 4 years ago, where I started saying, listen, I think there's going to be this nexus of technologies that all hit adoption effect at the same time. And unlike normal kind of Metcalfe's law, which tends to be exponential, this is going to be Reed's law, which is an exponential squared, because of all of these things are building on top of each other. The internet already exists, and what you're going to get is robotics, AI, a change in what we do with energy. We're going to see genetic sciences, space travel. All these things are all going to happen. And even I did not think that this was going to happen at the speed of which we're seeing it. So when we look at what's just happened in politics, the technologists in a coup have taken over the White House. So we have Elon Musk, David Sachs, everybody from Vivek to JD Vance to Mark Andreessen, and they're all part of this administration, either in the front door or through the back door, right? So we're about to hyper accelerate here. And what we're seeing with AI is, again, I did not believe this. Last year, beginning of the year, that when you measure IQ, which is not a perfect way of looking at it, but the IQ of the OpenAI model at the time was 90. It finished the year at 157. Okay, so we are now very high. Yeah. So if we are assuming we will double pretty much every year, by next year, it will be more intelligent than any human who's ever lived. Then after that, you're starting to get to more intelligent than all humans added together, which is where you start to get to with ASI. So this is where we're starting to see, there's a model that got released by, and you probably haven't even seen it yet, called Deep Research, that was launched by OpenAI yesterday. It's a research agent. You put in a simple prompt like, write to me as if it's a Harvard PhD paper on the importance of the business cycle and how it plays into game theory. A small prompt, it will do you a 10,000 word PhD with all of its references in 20 seconds. Okay, so we're now headed into a world where knowledge is starting to become like water. It becomes free. Because this, you talked about the other model, the DeepSeek model, right? It's just making knowledge cheaper. And that flywheel is going to keep happening. So we've turned one of the scarcest things, something that you and I have made our careers from, which is our knowledge is valuable, to it's all going to zero over time. So it is a enormous disruption it's a civilization level disruption to how things work. Doesn't mean it's the end of civilization. It just means we've got a very fast, biggest change we've ever had in humanity. We will not be the apex intelligence within 2 years, 1 year. Okay, what does that mean? Well, we don't know. But I've been following this journey for a long time, and I've gone down further rabbit holes of, I also think somewhere this thing it's alive. I think it's sentient. Is it conscious or sentient? Depends how you term these things. But there is something going on here that is much larger than we yet understand. And it's even, and it's too long for this conversation, it's a conversation for you and I for a glass of wine. We are starting to move towards this is part of universal consciousness, which is something that we have seen religion talk about, that Hindu Vedas through to all religions, through to everybody who have been the forefronts of psychedelics, through to physics, trying to figure out, okay, something much bigger is happening. So what a time to be alive. So this is what I'm looking at. We're going to go to Mars. And Elon is not talking about taking humans to Mars. He's talking about taking consciousness to Mars. This is purposefully worded. Yeah. We are going to change human longevity to what we don't know. We're going to be able to cure diseases at scale of which have evaded us for all of humanity. We're going to replace physical labor with robots in infinite numbers. We're going to have infinite human knowledge, but better, infinite human labor, but better. That leads to weird economic outcomes, because if you think of GDP growth equaling population growth plus productivity growth plus debt growth really finished, apart from servicing of debts, it really finished back in 2008. And we've been stuck with an aging population slowing global growth. Well, this is all about to decouple in ways that we don't understand. What does infinite growth of humans mean in GDP numbers? Who does it accrue to? What happens, right? I don't know. All I know is we've probably got about 5 years before things get really weird. And so I'm focused on this period more than anything about what it means for us. What do we need to do to navigate this, whilst trying to also monitor these gigantic trends that are happening all at the same time.
According to Raoul Pal, once AGI reaches a critical threshold, its progress will be so fast that traditional businesses and financial markets won't keep up. Legacy models that rely on human-driven decision-making will struggle, while AI-powered companies will dominate. Pal warns that this isn't a change that will play out over decades. It could happen overnight. Businesses that integrate AGI early will experience explosive growth, while those that hesitate may be wiped out completely. The divide between those who embrace AGI and those who resist it will reshape economies with massive winners and devastating losers. Beyond individual companies, AGI will restructure global finance, labor markets, and even the way value itself is determined. Investors, governments, and businesses must adapt to a world where machine intelligence runs the show. The question is no longer if this will happen, it's who will survive it.
So within 5 years, once you've gone through this AGI barrier, which will happen this year, or it's already happened, and we start moving towards a super intelligence, what do we do, right? We're investors, we're educators. Our knowledge, I don't know, in 5 years' time. What are financial markets when you've got a super brain operating within them, investing? What is a business when I can look at your great 42 macro platform, or you can look at my Real Vision platform, and we can just say to our AI, hey, just copy this. And also, do you mind doing it in Hindi? Because I think it's a big market in India. And it's seconds. So what is a business? What is a moat? The moat, yes, is you and I as humans. But all of these other things, we don't know what this means. Capital formation, we're seeing it in meme coins, right? Trump, and again, forget who and how. That was $75 billion of capital formation in half a day. Yeah. Right? It's showing us how when you get the crowd to form capital behind an idea that they like, they can form monstrous amounts of capital. We've got instant capital formation. We've got almost instantaneous birth, death, destruction cycle of businesses. We're seeing infinite human knowledge at zero cost competing with us and each other. We've got the infinite robots, and that's all within 5 years. The economic system is not going to be something that we really truly understand. That doesn't mean it can't be good or anything else. What it means is you and me as individuals, I think, and everybody watching this, I would say, listen, how do you navigate the most unprecedented change humanity will ever go through? Simply is be as safe and secure as you can be. And so I think 5 years, this 5 years is the time to ultra focus on getting as many lifestyle chips, and that, money accesses your lifestyle chips, but lifestyle chips means a roof over your head. It means the ability to make decisions and have some economic freedoms. So you can observe the creative destruction of the exponential age without feeling threatened by it. So it's a very serious message. It also plays into the other message that I use a lot, which is how to unfuture future, because if you go to the average 30-year-old, they can't afford a house. they're starting to think about having kids, or the millennials at 35 are having kids. They don't know how they're going to afford that. Asset prices, because of debasement, keep going up in value versus income. And so they don't have the same abilities as I did, or more extreme, my parents did, or your parents did. They're looking at this thinking, am I going to be able to participate in an economy like this and have Maslow's hierarchy of needs met? Am I going to have a roof over my head? And so future is taking advantage of what are two massive secular trends playing out in front of us and saying, these will get me there because they actually go up in value faster than the debasement. It's playing into the two biggest trends we've ever had, which is the trend of technology and another technology, which is cryptocurrency, blockchain. Right? Blockchain currently is the fastest adoption of any technology the world's ever seen, and it's been the best performing asset class in all recorded history. It's still, but that's like 100% plus returns, just Bitcoin alone. That's la land for regular investors. Yes, it comes with volatility. So that's how to your future plays into this economic singularity moment, this 5-year period that I talk so much about.
Over the next 6 years, artificial general intelligence will accelerate in power, slash costs to near zero, and flood industries with infinite knowledge workers. Traditional markets won't stand a chance when businesses can be built and destroyed at an unprecedented speed. Pal sees AI-driven financial models capturing nearly all market value, leaving outdated investing and business strategies in the dust. This is why he's betting on crypto. The digital asset market is set to explode from $2 trillion today to $100 trillion by 2030, offering one final chance to build serious wealth before AGI changes everything. Pal urges everyone to accumulate as much wealth as possible before the world becomes unrecognizable. There might not be another opportunity like this, and those who wait too long will be left behind. Anyway, guys, before we go, if you want to stay most up to date on the crypto and Bitcoin world, subscribe to my daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. It's a concise resource for the latest expert predictions, breaking news, and top on-chain analysis. Trusted by over 50,000 subscribers for insightful crypto investment information. Don't miss out on the opportunity to stay informed in the crypto market. The link is in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed today's video and that it gave you some value. I'll see you all at the next one, and as always, all the best.